LA County prosecutors rested their case Tuesday against Robert Durst, wrapping up months of testimony aimed to prove the real estate heir killed his best friend to cover up his alleged role in his wife's disappearance nearly 4 decades ago. While Durst is charged only with the 2000 murder of Susan Berman inside her Benedict Canyon home, the prosecution has spent 11 weeks walking the jury through the other deaths that have marked Durst's life: the 1982 vanishing of his wife, Kathleen, and the killing of his neighbor, Morris Black, in Texas in 2001. Prosecutors have alleged Durst shot Berman, his longtime confidante, more than 20 years ago to stonewall a resurgent investigation into Kathleen's disappearance. Durst once told Berman, an author and college friend who sometimes functioned as his media spokeswoman, that he had killed his wife. Berman also said she helped him arrange a false alibi shortly after Kathleen vanished. Several witnesses have testified. Durst's 2015 arrest in New Orleans drew widespread media attention, coming one day before the finale of an HBO documentary series, The Jinx, that reinvigorated national interest in the New York aristocrat's checkered legal history. But his long-delayed trial has been a far more muted affair. The 78-year-old was initially meant to stand trial in March 2020, but proceedings were suspended indefinitely as the COVID-19 pandemic all but paralyzed the nation's largest court system. Prosecutors also chose to preserve some of the most explosive testimony years ago, out of concern that older witnesses might die before the trial, meaning some of the most dramatic details of the proceedings have been public knowledge for some time. One of the final witnesses the prosecution presented to the jury last week, Nick Chavin, first testified in 2017 that Durst admitted to killing Berman. "I had to. It was her or me. I had no choice," Durst said outside a New York City restaurant in 2014, according to Chavin. Chavin, an advertising executive and longtime friend of both the defendant and the woman he's accused of killing, also testified that Durst had told Berman he killed his wife, information Berman relayed to Chavin before her murder. Other potentially damaging taped testimony against Durst came from Dr. Peter Wilk, Kathleen's medical school mentor. Wilk said Kathleen once told him she lived in fear of Durst and was concerned he might kill her. The archived testimony buttressed other witnesses who suggested that Durst had been abusive and that his marriage was collapsing at the time of Kathleen's disappearance. Chavin and Wilk's testimony made up a few of the dozens of hours of archived testimony prosecutors have either aired or read into the record since May. Jurors have also listened to taped testimony from other Durst associates, listened to prosecutors act out transcripts from Durst's acquittal on murder charges in Texas in 2003, and heard recorded interviews between L County Deputy Dist, Atty.